Hey everyone, this is Kim and thanks for joining me for another episode of SmartFoxTV. We hope you enjoy. Hello, this is Tracy and welcome back to SmartFoxTV. November is Native American Heritage Month, also known as American Indian and Alaska Native Heritage Month. This is a good time to recognize the history, culture, and contributions of the indigenous people, and the National Native American Heritage Month was recognized federally for the first time in the United States in 1990. So what started out at the turn of century as an effort to gain a day of recognition for the significant contributions the first Americans made to the establishment and growth of the U.S., it has resulted now in a whole month being designated for just that purpose. Native Americans have lived here in this continent from the northern reaches of Alaska all the way to the Gulf of Florida, and there are more than 9 million Native Americans living in what we call now the United States. They represent hundreds of tribal nations with incredibly diverse languages, cultures, and traditions. Here's a few did you knows. Did you know that a Native American spoke more than 300 languages prior to colonization, with as many as 500 spoken across the continent? However, along with the colonization, many of these languages disappeared. In 1968, Ulysses Grant declared, "In the difference of language today lies 2/3 of our trouble." He stated that they were barbarous, dialect should be blotted out, and the English language should be substituted. This was our president in 1968, going through the colonization of our Native Americans. And then in the 1800s, the Native Americans were displaced from their communities and moved onto reservations, and children were taken to Indian boarding schools and educated in English. And not until 1972, when Congress passed the Indian Education Act, were the Native American tribes permitted to teach their own languages. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, as of 2013 now, there are 169 Native languages spoken in the United States. Providing this support for our Native American language preservation and revitalization, it's super critical. All but 2 Native American languages are in danger. Did you know that the first newspaper in a Native American language began publishing in 1828. Prior, again, to colonization, Native American languages, and after the arrival of Europeans, several tribes began to adopt writing systems. The Cherokee Nation spent 12 years developing a writing system so that people could learn to read and write in their language. They completed 86 characters in 1821. Did you know that there are 574 federally recognized tribes in the United States? 229 are in Alaska. California has the second largest, with federally recognized tribes of 109, as well as the largest Native American population of any state. These federally recognized tribes do have government-to-government relationships with the United States, and like other sovereign nations, many tribes do not have federal recognition, which means they are ineligible for government programs and support. As of 2020, 66 tribes have received state recognition in 13 states. Did you know that the Haudenosaunee Confederacy is one of the oldest living democracies in the world? Formed by 5 tribal nations: Mohawk, Oneida, Cayuga, and Seneca. It is believed that it was founded in the year 1142. This nation is united by the Great Law of Peace, which serves as their political constitution. Many tribes were democratic, but the Haudenosaunee Confederacy brought people together across a large geographic expanse, and there has been research that focused on the influence of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy on the United States Constitution. There were 3 major contributions. First, the sovereignty resides in the people. The second is the separation of powers, the distinct branches of government. And the third is the Constitution itself. Did you know that Native Americans were forcibly displaced by the Indian Relocation Act in 1830? Prior to colonization, Native Americans lived all across the land that is now the United States, but in 1830, Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act. The act was spurred by the desire of settlers to grow cotton in the South on the valuable lands of the Choctaw, Cherokee, Creek, and other tribes. This act was used to force Native Americans out of Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee, and to send them to an Indian territory located what is now called Oklahoma. Did you know that Native Americans were granted American citizenship in 1924? The Indian Citizenship Act was signed into law by Calvin Coolidge on June of 1924. Did you know that the Navajo Nation has the largest tribal land in the United States? Over 25,000 square miles in an area about the size of West Virginia and more than twice of that of Maryland. The nation extends into Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. The Navajo Nation also surpassed the Cherokee Nation to become the largest tribe by population, with over 400,000 registered members. Enjoy your fall season and have a wonderful Smart Fox day.
For our good news today, I want to highlight 3 adorable friends who are all over 100 years old. Irene is 101, Daisy is 103, and Phyllis is also 103 years old. Their motto in life is to enjoy life to the fullest every day. They live in the same senior care home and are the oldest participants in the home's movement to music classes. Irene has always been an outdoorsy person and enjoys being out in nature and observing animals and all living things. As a former school swimming captain, she loves to stay active, cook, and garden too, but her favorite activity is singing and dancing to old tunes which bring back sweet memories. Daisy was married 39 years before her husband passed at 60, but she shares that even now she has a 96-year-old boyfriend in a nearby care home. With her friends, she still enjoys doing yoga, dancing, and cycling. Phyllis Cottrell loves knitting and still teaches others how to knit. She shares that she can't stand doing nothing. For her, she lived a harder life when she got married at 18 and lost her husband shortly after in a war. She raised her daughter alone for 4 years before meeting Charles, whom she was married to for 73 years. For these 3 ladies, the key to living a long and healthy life is to live a life of positivity and live it to the fullest. We hope you enjoyed today's good news.
This is Kim.
Hi, this is Sally.
Hello, this is Tracy.
This is Shane.
And thanks for watching
SmartFox TV.
Stay foxy.